Welcome. Thank you so much for joining me. So today we're going to review all four corners of Fair Lady Works Shuttles. So we're going to work on that. We'll talk about some details, and then we're going to get into grasping the bird's tail, which is ward off left, ward off right, roll back, press, and push. Now we've gone through this many times, but coming from Fair Lady Works Shuttles, we have a little bit of a different transition. So let's take a moment, feet shoulders width apart. We'll just get warmed up a little bit. Make sure throughout practice, weight centered in your feet, and we'll just start with some gentle turning side to side. Just getting that energy moving. Never knowing where we were before practice, so taking that moment. Remember, lifting up through the crown of the head. Shoulders hang down. Let's do a couple more rounds, both sides, turning, and then we'll ease off. So back to center. Quick warm-ups today. Shoulders are next, so rolling them back. You can do alternating, big arm circles, whatever feels good. Maybe playing around with a combination of all three. But as we roll back, we think about squeezing the shoulder blades together. And then when we transition to the front, we're going to pull them apart. So we think about spreading and opening up through the back. And again, that option is there for the large arm circles if it feels good. Do a couple more going forward. And then we always end by going back. Couple of shakes going down. Find neutral. All right, hips, so a nice opening, big circle around. The slower we move, the more we'll open up through the hips and the lower back area. Arms can hang, hands on the hips or lower back, whatever feels good. Other direction. All right, one more big circle around. And then back to center. Bringing the knees and ankles together, we'll bend down just a little bit and we'll circle. So small circles here. And then we'll go the other direction. And then we'll release, standing up, shake out the legs. If you need to hold on to something for balance, we're going to open up our hips a little bit more, remembering that this Fair Lady footwork can be a little bit challenging, so we'll just lift and then open to the side. Just trying to find that movement through the hip area. It does help with our footwork. We can always sit in a chair and kind of focus on opening up our legs that way, eventually moving into a very low squat. That will help with our hip flexibility. Let's do two more. Last one. All right, other side. Lift and open. Remember, locking out that standing leg is what's going to affect your balance the most. Nice deep breaths and pick a point to stare at. That will help with your balance as well. Something that's unmoving. All right, ready? One more. Lift. Shake them out. Okay, let's start with a practice from cross hands, so the beginning of section 3, and we're going to go all the way through all four corners of Fair Lady Works Shuttles. Then we're going to go back and revisit some of the details, getting that practice in, and into grasping the bird's tail next. So starting at cross hands, feet shoulders width apart, right arm on the outside. Take a deep breath here. Relax everything down. And we're going to shift to the right and then turn on the left heel. Separate the arms. Two circles. It looks like brush knee with a different meaning. Roll back. Bicycle that right arm up and connect out. And then turn. Touching the forearm for press. Turning, flattening the arms, and coming back over the ball for push. Diagonal single whip. Flatten the arms. Turn. Right foot goes to 12 o'clock. Make that hook, leaving it to 3. Stepping to the corner, single whip. Parting the wild horse's mane, shift back and turn. Drop your hook hand, look over the left shoulder and step. Big arm movements here, turning from the waist. Shift and turn. Rotate the arms, step, and then big arm movements, looking at that left palm. Rotate, close and step, and then turn. Shifting back, turn on your right heel, grasping the bird's tail, ward off left. Close the arms and step. Up and down, go together, torsos vertical. Shift back, ward off right, turn. Rotate both arms, bend that right arm underneath, up and down, go together. Keep the connection between the arms, rotate to the corner for roll back. Shift and turn to the other corner. Press, touching the center of the forearm, and then expanding out. Push, square up the shoulders, come back, sitting up chest height, and then pushing to shoulder height. Single whip. Shift back, turn. Turning on that right heel. Press down, fingertips point together. Make a hook, drop the left elbow and step. Single whip. Fair Lady Works Shuttles, shift, turning left arm and leg to the corner. Shift your weight to the left, open up the hook, transition step, step to straight as you turn that right palm. Left arm and leg go out together, and then right palm push. Shift your weight back. Press down with both arms. Big turning on that left heel. Arms are nice and big. Both palms to the sky as you relax that right foot. Pick up, stepping behind you, warding off, and then push. Shift your weight back. Press down. Pick up and step to straight. Shuttle that left arm underneath, arm and leg go out together, and then palm push. Last one, pressing down as you shift back. Turn, big arm movements, both palms to the sky. Pick up, step, turn, ward off, and then push. Okay, relax the arms. Check your footwork. How did we do? Are we to the corner? So if you took your left foot and turned on the heel, do you still have 2 lines between your feet? That's what we're looking for. Yes. Okay, so should be feeling maybe a little bit more confident in Fair Lady Works Shuttles. Remember, we're gonna get into grasping the bird's tail today, so that's gonna be a nice little break. Let's talk about some of the details, some of those checkpoints that we should be hitting. The first one being that transition from single whip into number 1. So let's practice together. Starting in a beautiful single whip. The first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna shift our weight back to the right leg. Then we turn on the left heel. Now when you get to this position, your left arm should be kind of in this ward off and your hook hand has not moved. They're both going to the corner. If you drop the arms and you look at your foot, you should be pigeon-toed at this point so that your left foot is also pointing to the corner. Now from here, the next checkpoint, open up the hook, bring the left hand to the ribs and relax the right foot. So now everything's to the corner. We're gonna step and we're gonna pick up that foot and step across. Just picking it up from where it was and stepping to straight. We turn over that right palm. Left arm's gonna come underneath. Then left arm and leg go out together. Check, that right hand should be in front of the shoulder. So now both can rotate as you push out. Okay, press down, shift your weight back. From here, right finger should point to the center of the left forearm. You're going to turn away from your screens, big arm movements. Now as you relax that right foot, turn both palms up to the sky. Then right arm comes underneath as you step. Remember, when we're in this transition, all the weight's in the left leg. Then from here, we can move a little bit of weight with the ward off, and then turn on the left heel with our palm push. Number 3. First, press down, weights in the left leg. Fingers point to the center of the forearm. Pick up the right foot, step, pointing to straight, and then rotate both palms as you shift. Draw the foot in, left arm and leg go out together, and then push. Last one, press down. Again, right fingers point to left forearm. Turn. Arms are in a semicircle. Both palms to the sky, relax the right foot. Pick up, touch with the heel, turn and open. Ward off, little bit of weight, and then push. Checking that we're on 2 planes, not 1. So we have that left arm pushing and the right arm's protecting our head. Okay, feeling better? Just a little bit, right? Okay, now that we have the checkpoints, those are we want to make sure we're in these positions, but remember, the goal of Tai Chi is to flow. So in traditional Yang style, they give us a lot of details to help with that alignment of our body to really help heal. Now, you're going to let your body flow, and you're just going to enjoy the movement. So we're going to go through all 4 corners again, and we're just going to relax and kind of let our bodies do what it's going to do. From single whip, give yourself a beautiful starting position. And then shift back and turn everything to the corner. Relax the hook and the foot. Step. Left arm under and then comes out. And push. Press down, shift back. Big turn. Both palms to the sky. Step. Open, ward off, and then push. Press down. Step to straight. Rotate both palms. Left arm and leg, and then push. Press down. Last one. Turn. Both palms to the sky. Pick up. Step, ward off, and push. All right, you made it. Are you ready for the break? Okay, so now is where we get to enjoy. We've gotten through the really hard movements of turning from all 4 corners. We've opened up our hips. Now we're going to take a nice deep breath and we're going to work on grasping the bird's tail. So remember, the basics can always use a little bit of work. We have a new transition from our Fair Lady Works Shuttles into ward off left. Remember, grasping the bird's tail in the 103 form counts as 1 movement. That 1 movement includes ward off left, ward off right, roll back, press, and push. That's 5 movements in 1. So they say 103, but it might be a few more. Okay, watch one time. We start at the corner direction. Fair Lady Works Shuttles, our last corner. We're going to press down, but this time we're going to rotate our left palm to the sky. Then we're going to turn on our right heel. We're going to circle the arms a little bit, step, and then ward off left. So at this point, it's going to be normal grasping the bird's tail. As always, let's start with the footwork. Corner direction for our Fair Lady Works Shuttles. First thing we do is we shift back. Then we're going to turn on that right heel, 45 degrees to the corner direction. Relax, pick up, and then step. Turn and open. At this point, it will be normal grasping the bird's tail. From ward off left, we'll shift back. We turn on that left heel. Both feet should be going to the corner now. Then we shift, pick up, step, and then it'll be ward off, roll back, press, and then push, okay? Let's do footwork one more time. This time, I want you to really be aware of push and support. So remember, we can be doing a bow stance like this, which is still doing a bow stance. Can you include some spring action? So that means as you're pushing back, you're supporting with your back leg. As you're pushing forward, you're supporting. So using all the muscles in your legs. So from here, push back, turn, foot goes to the corner, relax, pick up, step. As you move forward, push and support. Push back, turn, shift, pick up, step out. This would be ward off right and then into roll back, press, and push. If you are doing push and support correct, your legs will start burning. I'll never forget the first time Master Yang said, if you practice 3 times in a row, you'll get a very special feeling. All I could think was, do you mean exhausted? Because that's how I feel. It's a great thing. It means that you're using your body in the way it was meant to be used. Let's talk about the arms, and then we'll get into the waist movement. So right arm is overhead, and our left palm is pushing out. Remember, it's very important that we have 2 clear lines. From here, the right arm is just going to be normal. It's just pressing down. It's just pressing down. This is like every other corner for Fair Lady Works Shuttles. Press down. The difference is that now, instead of pressing down and the palms both face down, we're going to rotate that left arm, okay? So right arm is normal, press down from high to low. That's it. Or high to shoulder height, okay? Left palm, rotating. Remember, when we're rotating, we want to do what? Whole arm, not hand. Whole arm. What's going to happen is you're going to end up in the same exact position. I'm going to turn to show you. It's a little bit easier to see. You're going to rotate and look. Same position. Fingertips point to the center of the forearm, but instead of the palm facing down, we're going to have our hand facing to the sky. Okay? So again, with that left arm extended, right palm's overhead. Okay? We're going to press down and turn the left palm to the sky. Perfect. Okay, so normal direction. We're at the corner. We press down and we rotate. The next thing we're going to do is we're just going to hold this position with the arms, and we would be turning. Okay, we're just going to be turning a little bit. Then we're going to draw them apart a little bit. So they're going to separate, and then they're going to close. So that we have our ward off position. Right arm's reaching out, left arm's underneath. And then passing over the forearm, up and down, go together. So we have big extended left arm, trying to get one line, shoulder, elbow, and wrist, and then right hand is by the hip, in front of your hip. We call this the tiger's mouth right here. That should point towards the center of your forearm. Okay? Let's just do the arms again, and then we're going to link it. What I want you to remember is when we're doing the arms, when we press down, we do have to separate a little bit. Okay? So what does that mean? We're not just going to drop this arm and close this one. Circles, right? Everything is in circles. So if you want to close this way, you're going to separate a little bit. Okay? You're not just going to go straight line. Okay? So we're going to little circles. That's what makes Tai Chi look so pretty. And you don't actually see it all until you start learning these little details. Okay, right arm overhead, left palm pushing just the arms, and then we're going to link it together. Okay. Left arm rotates, right arm presses down. Check, fingertips pointing to the center of the forearm. Then we would turn a little bit. Then we're going to open the arms so then we can close them. Up and down, go together. Perfect. Let's do it with the legs. This is where it's going to make more sense. Right foot forward, corner direction. Right arm overhead, left palm is striking. Always thinking, we're leaning into it. The longer our stance, the more we lean. Shift your weight back, press down, and rotate left palm to the sky. Turn, arms don't change. Where does everything end up here? Right palm and foot are to the corner, and those left fingers are still pointing to the center of your right forearm. As you shift back, we're going to do that little open, close, step. Check here. I'm going to turn. I don't want you to move. When we end up here, we should be reaching out. Close that arm. Right arm's underneath. Where's your weight? Mostly in the back leg, but we're still connected. So we're not locked. We still have a little bit of weight in that front leg. From here, turn your waist. Up and down go together. And it's one of the 3 exceptions where our torso is vertical. So, not leaning, vertical, and where's your right hand? The most common thing to see is that it's hanging out back here. We want it in front. Now, don't move anything. Lower body, check. Is your knee in line? Is it turned in, or is it in line with that front foot direction? If it is, you're killing it. This is one of the hardest movements to keep this front knee with vertical instead of this. Let's do it again. From Fair Lady, grasping the bird's tail, starting with ward off left. Left palm pushing, right hand overhead. Press down, rotate left palm to the sky. Turn on the right heel. Closing those arms, step, up and down, go together. Ward off left. Do we feel like we have it? It's getting easier, okay? So the transition should feel like every other corner of Fair Lady, except we have the rotation of the arm this time. That's the only thing to look out for. Yes, the shuttling underneath, and we're turning here, okay? Remember, I want you to be aware of the gap between the arms. A lot of the times I'll see this. We're always going to be smaller. Why? Wrist and elbow. You could grab someone's wrist and control their elbow here and do what? Almost roll them back from this movement. Thinking about it, okay? From here, if someone grabs you, turn to grab their wrist, press down to connect to their elbow, and then what? Turn. Bye-bye. See you later. How's the floor doing? All right? Let's do it again, this time flowing into all of grasping the bird's tail through to single whip. This is where it's going to be nice break. Right foot forward, right arm overhead, left palm push. Rotate left palm, press down with the right arm as you shift back. Turn. Closing the arms. Step, ward off, left. Shift to the right. Turn on your left heel, 45 degrees. Left palm faces down, right arm's going to bend as you draw that foot in, close step. Hinge the right arm up and press down with the left palm. Rotate both arms. Roll back. Shifting, turning from the waist. Press, touching the center of the forearm close in and then expanding out. Push, flatten the arms. Come back. Sit up the palms and then push to shoulder height. Single whip, flatten, everything still square. Then we turn. Turn on the right heel. Press down. Relax the left foot. Left fingers point to the center of the forearm. Make the hook. Step and push. Okay. Now that we flowed through it, I want to check in. See where our alignment is. Remember, we can get really comfortable with movements and then we start to lose some of those details. So we're going to hit all of the checkpoints for grasping the bird's tail, really taking a moment to look at our alignment and see where we are. Starting Fair Lady Works Shuttles, number 4. Reaching overhead and pushing out with the left palm. Shift back and rotate the left arm. Turn. Okay, look down at your right foot. Is it to the corner? How's that weight in your left foot? Still centered? Separate the arms. Pick up and step. Up and down, go together. Check in on your right knee. Check in on your weight in your feet. Left arm has one line out to the 3 o'clock direction, and that right hand is in front of your hip. Next checkpoints, shift back. Now, once you shift back a little bit, turn everything, leg, waist, arms. Okay, did you see that? Everything. Everything turns together. Now, this left arm should be kind of in front of you. Look at your left foot. Is it to the corner direction, matching your right foot? Good. Now, we're going to shift. Left palm faces down, right fingertips point down. We draw in. We close the arms as we step. Look, left palm's reaching out, right arm's underneath. Then we go up and down together. Check, torso's open a little bit. Right elbow and knee in line. And where are your left fingertips pointing? Center of the forearm. How much space do you have? 1 fist distance from your forearm to your fingertips. Keeping that space. Rotate so the left palm is to the sky and then the right hand is seated. Which direction? Right palm is to your corner. Then we turn everything to the left corner. Check in on the alignment of your legs here. Not turned in, using all the muscles so that the weight's centered on the feet. Now, turning a little bit, touching the center of the forearm. We're close in. Then we expand out. Same check, elbow and knee in line. Now turn from your waist, not your hips. Square up. Come back. At the last moment, sit up the palms. Not too low. Chest level. And then push to shoulder height. Single whip. Big check. Keep the arms and torso square as you shift back. Now, left arm and waist start turning. Then the whole body turns as we turn on the right heel. Goes to corner. Arms are towards the front-ish direction. Now you're going to press down. Fingertips will point together and the left foot relaxes so they're both to the corner. Then we push out to the side. Left fingers point to right forearm. Make a hook. Drop your left elbow, looking at your left palm. Pick up. Step. Little bit of weight for a standing ward off as we rotate the palm. And then we push. Weight moving forward. Single whip. Should be a little less. Relax the upper body. Feel like you're vertical. Check in on those hips. Next, check in on that left knee, not turned in. How'd you do? Did we hit all of our checkpoints? Hey, remember, it takes time, okay? That's why we're taking the moment to check in on grasping the bird's tail, because it's a staple of our entire practice. Next, we're gonna get into wave hands like clouds. So that's gonna be a review as well, and that's a really fun movement to just enjoy the circles. Are you ready? We're gonna flow through from the fourth corner all the way through single whip. It's always really good to practice and check in on those key points and then let go and flow. That's your mission right now. Total flow. Let your body do what it's gonna do. Right arm overhead, fourth corner. We're pushing out with that left palm. Grasping the bird's tail, ward off left. Shift back and turn. Big turn on that right heel. Circle. Step. Ward off left. Up and down go together. Shift back. Turn on the left heel. Rotate both arms. Bending that right arm underneath. We close and step. And then up and down go together. Rotate to the corner. Then shift back and turn for roll back. Press, touching the center of the forearm, expanding out. Push, flatten both arms, come back over that ball, and then push, shoulder height. Single whip, flatten as you shift back. Turn, big circle, pressing down, make a hook, drop the elbow, standing ward off, and push. Feels like a nice break now, right? Okay, so this week is review. I want to really work on just combining Fair Lady Works Shuttles all together. We don't really get an opportunity to practice all 4 in a row except one time in our form practice, and then only the last session that we did where we linked them all together. So let's start at single whip. This is going to be fun. Technically, this is where you can have a little bit of fun with it, because guess what? We're going to go single whip, all 4 corners, grasp the bird's tail, single whip. Depending on the space in your room, you could technically not even move and then just go right back into Fair Lady Works Shuttles. Kind of cool, right? Let's start. All 4 corners. Single whip. Beautiful starting position. Relax through the upper body, feeling strong and stable. Shift back and turn everything to the corner. Relax the hook and the foot. Step and turn over the palm. Left arm underneath, comes out, and then push. Press down. Turn away from your screen on that left heel. Relax the right foot, both palms to the sky. Step behind you. Standing ward off, and then push. Press down. Step to straight. Both palms to the sky. ward off, and push. Press down, shift back, turn, both palms to the sky, right arm underneath, step, open, ward off, and push. Okay, pressing down, rotate the left arm, shift back, turn, grasping the bird's tail, ward off, left, up and down. Shift and turn. Rotate, draw in, up and down, go together. Roll back, rotate to the corner, and then turn as you shift back. Press and push. Single whip. Big circle. Relax the left foot. Make a hook. Standing ward off and push. All right. See, now you could just start over again. So when you're practicing on your own, you can kind of link things together in new ways just to get that practice in. Ready? One more time. This is where it becomes more natural. Single whip. Okay, now your goal throughout this one, I want you to breathe. Okay? Remember, when our practice, single whip is too big of a movement to coordinate the whole breath, but I want you to have smooth, even breath throughout the entire thing. Nice deep breaths. Shift and turn. Relax back, step, left arm underneath, wards off up, and then we push. Press down and shift back. Nice deep breaths, turn. Both palms to the sky, relax the right foot, step, touch with the heel, open, ward off, and then push. Press down, shift back, step, rotate, left arm underneath, wards off up, and then push. Last one, press down, turn, keeping that weight in the right leg, shift the weight to the left. Pick up, touch, open, ward off, and push. Grasping the bird's tail, press down, left palm to the sky. Turn. Circle. Step. Up and down, torso's vertical. Shift. Ward off right. Turn. Rotate. And step. Ward off right. Roll back, rotate, shift and turn. Press and push. Single whip. Relax, make a hook, step, and push. Awesome. Yes. Now we're finding that flow. All right. Remember, a little bit of practice goes a long way. So I just want you to really challenge yourself throughout the next week and see if you can do one session of all four corners every day. I promise it'll make a huge difference. Remember, I normally challenge you to 5 minutes a day, right? Well, Fair Lady Works Shuttles is so hard. I'm saying if you do that once a day, you're winning. All right? All right, everyone. Thank you so much for joining me. It is such a pleasure having you here.